You can also watch online at mymytv.com. My Michigan TV. My.
Get ready for The Splash Live! Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live!
Good morning and welcome to our Monday edition of the Splash Live. Dave Scott here at Civic Center TV and on the radio, 89.3 Lakes FM. Awful good to have you. You can see I've got my Mr. Rogers sweater on today because it certainly has cooled off here in West Bloomfield. We'll take a look at the weather in a minute. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Of course, the Splash is part of our 90 minutes live television each and every Monday through Friday. We start right about 9:30. I'm here this morning till 10, and then Tyler Keefe steps in with the Megacast. We are very local this morning here on the Splash, as we always start out. And then Tyler broadens the geography a little bit, takes a look at things going on around Oakland County and around the state. The Megacast at 10, the Splash every morning at 9:30, Monday through Friday, right here on Civic Center TV. We hope you tune in for an hour and a half of live programming. Now, where are we? You can watch us in all of our great outlets each and every day. That includes Civic Center TV right here, channel 15, channel 19, AT&T. You can also go to civiccentertv.com and watch us on the web. It's actually a good way to do it because it's perfect high definition right there on the web. And then we're all over the internet too. Facebook Live, go to our Facebook Live page. You can go to our YouTube page and all of these outlets. So we hope you take an opportunity to join us each and every Friday, Monday through Friday morning, right here on Civic Center TV, civiccentertv.com, and all of our outlets. So thanks for tuning in this morning. Weather-wise, what a shocker. It was a great weekend, but it really cooled off. And today we're going to see light rain around the greater West Bloomfield area. High today of only 46. Cooling down even more. We're going to get down to 36 tonight. Good news. If you see these national reports of snow in Michigan, it's all in the UP. We're not going to get the 18 inches of snow that they're going to be getting up north of the bridge, but it is going to be pretty cool here. And it's going to remain like that all week long. And then finally, we do see some improvement as we head to the weekend. And in fact, by the time we head out to Laker football on Friday night in the swamp right here in West Bloomfield for our final home game of the season, temperatures will be back up into the 60s on Friday and sunny. And whoa, how about this? 70 degrees over the weekend. So the weather looks really terrific. Speaking of the Lakers, we had a great football game on Friday night. West Bloomfield traveled to Southfield A&T. It caught all the action right here at all of our outlets, and the Lakers came up with another big win. We hope you tuned in to the broadcast on Friday night or were able to make it over to Southfield A&T for the game. It was a great victory for the Lakers. They've only got one loss so far this season, and we head into our final contest on Friday night at home. Great way to show your support for one of the best teams in the state. They're ranked in the top 5 in the state of Michigan. So we invite you to come on by Friday, West Bloomfield High School. It's going to be a fantastic game. We'll have it live, though, on television and radio if you can't be there. Tyler Keefe and I, with all the coverage, you'll be able to watch it across all of our outlets and tune in. And, of course, keep an eye out for This Week in Laker Football. Tyler will have that here on Civic Center TV during the week. Chance to go back and talk to the players and the coaches and everybody else. And we hope you tune in for This Week in Laker football. And again, of course, our football broadcast on Friday. Roads are the big news this morning. And of course, we've had one of the tougher road closures for people to deal with in and around the Keagle Harbor area, as Cass Lake Road has been closed in Keagle Harbor. And that is a tough one to get around because there's lakes everywhere. So if he's ready, I think we're going to check in with Craig Bryson from the Road Commission for Oakland County. He's not ready. Okay, so we'll get back to him in a couple of minutes. And as soon as he's all straightened out, we'll do that. While we're waiting, some of the other big news headlines in our area. Hazardous waste drop-off is this Friday and Saturday. And it's a really nice opportunity for you to get rid of some of the items around your home. You know, we used to just throw all this stuff away in the garbage, but we don't do that anymore. Those kind of items you see in your screen, brake fluid, old oil, things for your car, antifreeze, a bunch of cleaning agents and things like that, plus all the big metal computer stuff that you don't want to throw away. This weekend is a weekend to do it. We're going to find out more about all of that and how it's all going to work. Amy Nuri checks in from West Bloomfield's planning department, and it is her department that's putting all this on. It's going on Friday and Saturday, and she's got all the details. We'll get to her later on in the show today. Drug Take Back Day. We talked about it on Friday, but again, another reminder for you that we have Drug Take Back Day going on next weekend. West Bloomfield Police Department is participating in a national program where all across the country we're working hard to get prescription drugs turned back in. It's not a good idea anymore to take these drugs and just flush them down the toilet. So the right thing to do is to bring them back. So mark your calendar, October 29th. I believe that's happening at the West Bloomfield Police Department campus. We'll have all the details for you coming up, but it's October 29th. And talking about other really exciting things going on here in our greater West Bloomfield area, I urge you to mark your calendar for the Heroes Breakfast. It is coming up in a couple of weeks. Actually going to be happening on Election Day, the 8th of November. And a couple of good reasons to head out to the Heroes Breakfast. You want to get there because you're going to be able to celebrate the heroes, the people that have served in the armed services, local people from right here in and around our communities. That's good reason one. Good reason number two, it's going to be at the all-new West Bloomfield Middle School. So if you've not had an opportunity to be in the school yet, this is a great opportunity to come on by, see the school, and probably walk around, get a little tour. I'm sure they'll make that accommodation for you. And we'll all be there. Tyler, myself, and the whole crew will be there broadcasting live to cover the entire event live right here on Civic Center TV. And we'll also take an opportunity, because it is a very important election day for our nation, to make sure that we talk about all the other things related to the election on that date. So mark your calendar for November 8th. Now, the one thing you want to do is go to the West Bloomfield Parks website, and the address is wbparks.org/heroes. WB Parks, I get that S in there, wbparks.org/heroes, and that's where all the information is there. So Lakers victory, hazardous waste drop-off, drug take-back day, Cass Lake Road hopefully opening up, and our Heroes Breakfast. Those are the big news headlines here. Looks like we have, speaking of roads, looks like we have Craig Bryson standing by for the Road Commission for Oakland County. Craig, good morning, and welcome to The Splash.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. We haven't, it's good to see you here, even virtually. Haven't been in that office of yours with all those maps up on the wall here in Oakland County for a while. So good to connect. The big news for people in our viewing area, especially Keego Harbor, is when the heck are we going to be able to drive down Cass Lake, the new improved Cass Lake Road, Craig? And it was scheduled to be this week. How are we doing?
We are on schedule. It's looking really good. We've got the guardrail up. The road is striped. We just have a few items left to do. Could be as early as tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. We're hoping for tomorrow, but it's possible it could be Wednesday. But we're pretty confident it'll open this week.
You know, it's got to be hard for you guys, because anytime you work on roads, we appreciate all the improvements. And I've been driving all over Oakland County this summer, and there's so many roads that you guys have resurfaced and fixed up. But it's always difficult to weave your way around, and I'm sure it's hard for you guys to plan all that. Is that even harder in our neighborhood, where these lakes get in the way of creating detours, as it does at the Cass Lake Road work?
Absolutely. This is a particularly challenging area. As you know, there's no short alternative routes. You have to go around the lakes to get where you're going. And it just makes things much more challenging. And of course, we are anxious to do the work and get the roads fixed. But the challenge of road work is always that you can't do road work without interrupting traffic flow to some degree, at least. And in the case of Cass Lake Road, where we completely took out a culvert and replaced it, you can't do that without closing the road. So unfortunately, it does cause inconvenience, and we appreciate the people's patience and those businesses that are in that corridor as well, as we get this fixed.
Yeah, that is a particularly challenging area right there. And it's a major thoroughfare for people coming from Waterford and our Northern Lakes area, you know, heading down to Telegraph, heading into West Bloomfield, heading into the city. It's just a really tight bottleneck with the lakes, and a lot of people use it. So we'll be really excited to be able to get back into our local businesses, who I'm sure will be very happy to see all of us coming back, and good. So really excited that improvement is done, and that you're running on schedule. Congratulations to you and the contractors. Craig, I looked at the weather forecast this morning, and I saw that they're getting 18 inches of snow in the UP. Our forecast is cool for this week, no snow, but right around the corner is got to be a big season for the road commission, getting ready for snow removal. Anything you want to talk about and your preparations? Do we have all the stuff we need, and are we ready for winter?
We are ready. We're in the process of right now going around all of our garages and doing refresher training for all of our drivers, just reminding them all the protocols, the safety aspect of all of this, and just going over all the ground rules as we do every year at this time. Our fleet is in pretty good shape. We've been able to hire some new drivers. We've got a new batch of drivers just finishing up their initial training right now, so we should be in decent shape. Salt is not looking like it'll be a problem this year. The price went up a little bit, but not extravagantly. So I think we're in good shape.
All right, Craig. Well, and again, good opportunity. We got to go in a minute, but a good opportunity for you to remind people what to do when they're around a truck that is cleaning the snow off the road. I assume the big thing is to give them some room to get their work done.
Absolutely. Please treat these trucks as you would any other emergency vehicle. They're very large vehicles that take a lot of room to stop and to turn. They're there making the road safe for you. So please give them the space they need to do their jobs. Don't crowd the plow.
All right. Well, thanks for your work on the Cass Lake Road repair and update. And we're looking forward to the fine work you and your crews do to keep us making our way down the road in the wintertime. Craig Bryson, good to talk to you. Thank you for coming on the show on such short notice. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Great to talk to you.
All right, there it is, the update on Cass Lake Road. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. When we return, we're going to talk all about this really big hazardous waste return day. Great opportunity. This might not be the sexiest thing you see on TV today, but great information coming up. And we'll be back talk all about it. From the Planning Department of West Bloomfield, Amy Nuri is standing by, and we'll talk to her in a minute. Thank you very much for tuning in. You are watching The Splash.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. What's happening around you? Hear about state events, businesses, and from the people behind them on the Megacast, an hour-long TV, radio, and streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Listen in on talks with volunteer groups, documentarians, and financial advisors, Monday to Friday with your host, Tyler Kieft. Catch the Megacast, weekdays from 10 a.m. to 11 on Civic Center TV, 89.3, and streaming on mymytv.com.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome back to The Splash Live. Dave Scott here in for Larry Nyland, who's normally here today. Good to be with you. Cool day in West Bloomfield. I got the Fred Rogers sweater on here today, and we thank you for joining us. Don't worry, it's going to warm up by the time we get back to the weekend, and great for Laker football on Friday. But the bigger event going on in West Bloomfield this weekend is happening at the West Bloomfield Governmental Complex. Joining us to tell us a little bit more about what's going on there is Amy Nuri from the West Bloomfield Planning Department, the director. Amy, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. So, hazardous waste. I don't have the exact name. What's the official name of the event this weekend?
It's the Household Hazardous Waste event. So, yes.
All right, the household hazardous waste event.
Yep.
And it's really important because as we are all doing everything we can to be environmentally conscious, the last thing we want to do is take all this bad stuff and just put it in the garbage and put it out to our dumpsters or our trash containers. And we've got the perfect opportunity this weekend to do the right thing.
That is correct. This Friday, we offer services for our seniors from 4 to 6 p.m. And then Saturday, the township, as well as residents of Kego, Sylvan, Orchard Lake, they can drop off their household hazardous waste from 9 to noon.
So what kind of things do we need to be careful about? We don't want to flush anything. I'm a boater, so I've got a sign in the bathroom on my boat. It says, don't put anything in the toilet you haven't eaten first. And it's probably a good thing to do in our homes too.
Right. Some of the keys, things for you to look at on your containers and so forth in the house is if it says toxic, flammable, any of those kind of words or descriptions on any of your household hazardous or household products. That's something you shouldn't be throwing in the trash or putting down the drain or putting in sometimes people like to put them maybe in a storm sewer. Those should all be brought to our event so we can dispose of them properly, recycle them when appropriate, and so forth.
Okay, so let's do the quiz. You ready? This is going to be an easy quiz. I promise you'll get every answer right. Okay, hazardous or not hazardous? The game show this morning here on the Splash. All right.
I didn't know I was playing a game when I agreed to.
Well, we try to make everything fun. Anything with asbestos in it.
Asbestos should be done by a special contractor. If you have asbestos in your home, you should be contacting a certified contractor to remove that out of your home.
Okay, so I would say hazardous, yes. Wouldn't you think so?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Batteries. What about batteries?
They are hazardous, and we accept batteries at the household hazardous waste event.
What about old cell phones?
So electronics, I didn't mention those, but we do take electronics. So yes, you can bring those. Those are hazardous as well. So yes, I would encourage you to bring those, TVs, computers, all of that stuff.
I've got one in my house. I don't know why I have so many old light bulbs in my house. I just don't want to throw them away. We used to turn them in to get new free light bulbs. I don't know if they do that anymore, but what about light bulbs?
Those are also hazardous waste, and we accept those at the event as well.
I have a family member who is a diabetic and has got a lot of needles, and we've got one of those red containers. I don't know what to do with it. Can I bring that?
You can bring sharps. We do take sharps. We do take sharps regularly at the township. I would just point that out. You do not have to attend the household hazardous waste event. We do have a container in the township hall lobby that you can use to dispose of those.
And then what about all that automotive stuff, tires and oil and any of the stuff that we have in the garage? It's just taking up space that we haven't wanted to get rid of.
So again, those are hazardous products. We do not accept tires, but we will take oil. If you have propane tanks, you can bring those. Any other solvents can be brought and disposed of there, but we do not take tires.
Amy, I give you an A. You got every answer perfect and correct. Of
Great.
course, this is what you do.
It's a great way to start the Monday off with an A.
Getting an A on our crazy little game show test. One of the other things going on is shredding. And I know more and more people, especially as we have so many people that are trying to steal our information, are being a lot more careful. Talk about paper shredding and the services that will be available this weekend.
So shredding, we last year, we decided to do separate events for shredding. So there will not be shredding available at the household hazardous waste event this weekend. Our last event was, I believe, 2 weeks ago for the year. But shredding, we do biannually, and the next one will be in the spring. We haven't established those dates yet, but once we do, residents will get notified with a postcard. And we also publish those dates in the Beacon, and they'll be available on our website. But shredding is a great opportunity for residents to recycle paper that they're especially concerned with, that security. A lot of residents tend to keep, mail or statements and so forth. And we do secured shredding for that So for the residents, twice a year for that. It is only for residents. I would like to point that out. We've had some businesses come and try to use the services, but it is for residents only.
All right. So, but it's a really nice service. Most businesses
Yes.
have their own service or they have the big equipment that they need. But most of us don't have that stuff at home. So what a great opportunity for the township to provide that. I also see a note here that you've got a special time for seniors to be able to come in, and that's really handy. Tell us why you do that and when that is.
So we do that on Friday from 4 to 6 for the event. And the reason for that was to just make it a little easier for them to get to the event, not have to sit through as long of a line as that we have on Saturdays. So hopefully they can take that opportunity and come from between 4 and 6 on Fridays. One thing I would point out is we tend to have residents that like to arrive early and line up in the Civic Center driveway. We strongly discourage that, and that, you arrive at the start of the event or even maybe more towards the end of the event, even on Friday, because there tends to be less traffic. So it is from 4 to 6, but I would say that the best time to arrive is after 4.
So, Amy, it does take a little bit of time because there's a bunch we have to do, and it's a pretty popular event. I'm not encouraging people to not come because of the line, but budget yourself a little bit of time. How much, like if you're coming in the middle of Saturday afternoon, how much time do you think people should allow if they've got a number of items to drop off?
So the last couple of years, by separating the shredding event from the household hazardous waste event, it really has improved the amount of time it takes to get through there. And we don't have the long backups out onto Walnut Lake. And in years past, it's even gone all the way out to Orchard Lake. But if you come during the event, after the first hour, because again, like I said, people tend to line up that first hour, which, does take longer to get through. If you come after that, I would say if you just plan for a half hour, you should be in and out. Depends on how much stuff I guess we have to unload out of your car, but you should be in and out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I drove by one year and I would have thought, you were giving away, free 6 packs of Stroh's beer or something in there. There were,
Right.
there are so many people there, but it's a really good thing. It's a good opportunity, and it's kind of a nice little social opportunity too. You get to see some other people from the community. We don't want you hanging around and spending a lot of extra time, but it's just one of those things that we do here in West Bloomfield. Great service by the township. It's something people should definitely take advantage. Just don't throw these items, these hazardous items, away in your garbage. You might get away with it, but you're doing a terrible deed to our environment. You may be causing some hazardous situation for those that are handling your garbage and your waste and all the way down the line. And you're polluting a landfill. You're doing all the wrong things. Save these items and bring them to West Bloomfield. This is the big weekend. And Amy, it's a great service that you guys provide.
Yes, it really is. And, we encourage residents to use it. And again, we offer it twice a year. So this is the last one. If you want to clean that stuff out of your garage before spring. So look forward to seeing everybody.
We've got the QR code on the screen right now, which takes people to the website with all the information. So all you got to do is get your phone out. Like, I got my thing here, just take a picture of it. and then you'll be able to get all the information. Can you share the hours, or do you want to share that website address, Amy, or is it just better for them to go to the township website and look for them?
So just go to the township website and then go find the environmental department page, and you'll find the information there. It is again this Friday from 4 to 6, which we do offer for the seniors. Again, people with religious conflicts on Saturday are also, can come on Friday as well, or those that aren't able to necessarily make it on Saturday. But the main event is Saturday from 9 to 12 here at Town Hall.
All right, Amy, thank you very much for joining us. Any other big news in your world in planning in West Bloomfield? We actually uncharacteristically have an extra minute or two.
Oh, well, that's exciting. We do have a lot of we always have exciting stuff happening here in the township. Right now, I think one of our newer projects that's happening that people will start to see constructed is a new apartment building. It's called Perennial at the former Cawley Ferrari on Orchard Lake Road. We're excited about that project to start. We do have some new restaurants going in at the old, Don Juan's is getting close to opening in the Sugar Tree Plaza on Orchard Lake Road, which is exciting. That restaurant's, we've been excited for that to open for some time now. And then some people, the former Coyote Grill will be now Louie's Barn. And that one is getting close to opening too. So it's always exciting to get new places to eat in the township. So those are some projects that residents.
That's usually one of the biggest news items with my friends when we have a new restaurant that opens right in the neighborhood. It's always good. Everybody wants to go try it out, and so it gets you off your routine a little bit and going to the same place, every Friday or Saturday night or whenever you happen to go out to dinner. So
those two aren't open yet, but those we're excited. They're close. They're getting there.
All right. And the thing we were talking about earlier, it's going to be great to have Cass Lake Road open. I know that's not in West Bloomfield proper, but that affects a lot of people that are traveling north through Kego and just keeping all those things there and making sure that we have our roads, our businesses, everyone is following the rules. And it's a big job in our community. And that's what Amy does, make sure that all this gets managed. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us on the Splash today on such short notice. And we'll see everybody. I'll be out there on Saturday taking some of my items as well. I hope people will follow our lead and do the same. Amy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Amy Neary from the West Bloomfield Planning Department. She is the director of that department. So just final couple of moments here to let you know and remind you that we've got a great Friday night of high school football coming up on Friday night. Continue to support the Lakers as West Bloomfield will be playing Utica Eisenhower. It's our final home game of the season, regular home game of the season, because West Bloomfield is going to have some great playoff opportunities. Tyler and I will be out there. We look forward to having you join us on the radio or TV if you can't make the game. But the best thing to do would be to celebrate the Lakers and cheer them on to one more big victory. And then likely the Lakers are going to move into hopefully a very successful postseason run, which we will cover for you and have for you. But it was a great night, Friday night, West Bloomfield and Southfield. And I want to thank in that victory all the people that tuned in. We had a record audience on Saturday night or Friday night rather. So we really appreciate this year how you've been able to follow the games, watch the games on television, watch them over the web or whichever way you do it, and support the Lakers. And I got to tell you, in all my years being here around West Bloomfield, and I grew up here and spent my entire life here, except a couple of years when I hit out in northern Michigan. I cannot recall a time when I've seen the level of community support that we have for our West Bloomfield athletic programs, football and beyond. So continue to keep it up. Great tie between the community, and we're so lucky to have a great school system and a great athletic department. And it's just another asset for our wonderful community to have one of the state's top athletic programs, a program that is feeding people to our wonderful college program. It was great to see Donovan Edwards be the leading rusher in Ann Arbor on Saturday in the Michigan-Penn State game. And again, he's just one of a number of players that has moved on from West Bloomfield to some of the elite college programs. So that's going to be it for me today. And the Splash, Larry Nyland, will be back in this chair tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in and being a part of the program. Great job by the production crew. Jared Clark doing a great job in the other room, pulling it together with absolutely no notice this morning. Have a great day. Tyler will be in here next. Enjoy your cool Monday in West Bloomfield.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the